let's turn first to the state of Telangana, because we are told at the moment that there is the possibility of DK Shivakumar coming to the national capital now to meet the Congress president and Rahul Gandhi, where the Congress has to decide kaun banega Mukhyamantri. This at a time when there is a debate and a tussle. What was expected to be a clear shot for Revanth Reddy, and he's still the front runner, but there are a few other contenders which have raised the questions now over how smooth Rahul will be the swearing in that is expected, we are told, on the 9th, which is what Revanth Reddy promised us, which he says is Sonia Gandhi's birthday. This is the only good news that came in for the Congress in the elections yesterday.
Could there be a twist in the tail, or they'll just do the right thing? Because with the Congress, you can never be sure. Ideally, because he was the face of the campaign, led the party in the campaign, was state unit chief, he should really be chief minister.
Look, I don't think there will be a twist in the tail, but with the Congress, you never know. But I would rather doubt it. Revanth Reddy has been the face of this aggressive campaign that the Congress ran against KCR in the last few months in particular. So the CLP meeting has been done. Our sources say it will be most probably Revanth Reddy, but you never know till it's done.
Raj Chengappa, you met him recently in Hyderabad. What did you make of the guy?
Well, I think he really energized the entire Congress campaign. He gave to KCR as good as the Congress used to get in the past. He was matched in terms of the kind of vocabulary that was there.
So vocabulary is also very earthy and acerbic.
Right. And then also when you went out and saw, he had charisma. You could see that in the crowds in the few rallies that I attended. And certainly, I mean, the fact is, apart from Revanth Reddy, the Congress was far, far better organized in Telangana than it was in the northern states. And you can see the contrast. They had a strategist, Sunil Kanuglu, and he's been with, I mean, you have spoken to him. They worked to a plan. They dropped the kind of MLAs that they didn't want to have and actually inducted others that they thought would be winning. Unlike, you know, there were no satraps deciding the tickets that was there. So you had I mean, this is the duality of the Congress. If they had done what they had done in Telangana, they probably would have had better results in the north.
I thought Raj was about to say that people in the south are generally more organized than those in the north, especially in the Congress party.
It's true.
It's true. It is actually true. But, you know, even on social media, on digital, far more organized, far more cohesive than what the Congress was in the north. They could really borrow a leaf. Both in Karnataka and in Telangana, we've seen a very different Congress to what we've seen.
No, but imagine this was a Congress which is down and out just 6 months ago. So the whole revival, everybody's saying it's very well organized, etc. So that's a bit of an exaggeration, because 6 months ago they were hardly there. So they literally, what it shows you is, you can bring it, if you can apply, to my mind, professional campaign management techniques. You can stitch a campaign and you can build it out. It's not, Rajdeep, 6 months ago.
No, Rahul, just to be, I mean, to be fair to the Congress, Sunil had moved there 1.5 years ago. The strategy was put into place at that particular time. Revanth had come in much earlier. It was not like he just joined on that.
The point I'm making is that the Congress had fallen. They picked up 19 MLAs, lost many of them to the BRS. So they were really down and out. From there, they've bounced back.
And I think that, I think the 6 months you're talking about is the Karnataka effect.
Sure.
The win in Karnataka,
it gave them momentum. It increased their morale. I think it increased their morale.
And Amitabh Tiwari's been a campaign manager and a strategist. So essentially, it means you can bring modern day campaign techniques to the campaign, and that does make a difference. You can't fight this old Kamal Nath style, ki wo bata raha hai, aap sun nahi rahe, you're doing your own thing because your gut and your ego. Anybody who's deciding with his gut and not going by the data, oh my God, I really feel bad for you.
Yes, you have to go by the data, you have to go by the surveys. Tickets were distributed based on surveys. They managed the rebels, 11 rebels, only 2 contested, 9 of them were made to sit. And they focus on a combined leadership. See,
no, so, okay, since you've done this game for so long, how does the campaign in Telangana, from what you can see from the outside, look different from the campaign they ran in Madhya Pradesh?
The first and foremost thing is that in Telangana, there was a belief that we are not winning, we are losing. We are on the back foot. We have to work hard, slog it out in the next 6 months. In Madhya Pradesh, from April, Congress party is saying we are winning the election. It sends a wrong message to the cadre, to the leadership. Whereas even even if you
Chhattisgarh also they were convinced they are winning.
And even the Gehlot, he is going to change the rivas. See, overconfidence. Here they were nimble-footed. They knew they were on a back foot. The party was almost finished. And BRS, if you see, BRS has grown inorganically. That is also we have to understand. 12 MLAs of TDP in 2016
Correct.
and 12 MLAs of Congress in 2019. And ADR data shows that these people who hop, 52% win, but 48% don't.
Okay, we've got Rajat Sethi, Sanjay Singh and Rashid Kidwai joining us. We're going to go in a moment also to Mizoram, where there's been a big verdict, a historic verdict today. I know Rajat wants to speak on that. But Rashid Kidwai, Telangana, do you believe it's a done deal that it will be Revanth Reddy, or with the Congress you can never tell till the very last moment?
Well, I think in this case it will be, because he's Rahul Gandhi's choice. He's worked very hard and he had a sense of hunger and urgency in that entire campaign. I think the Congress is not going to fiddle with that, and there is no other. I mean, there are people, but there is no one who's a kind of challenger. So I think it's going to be a smooth transition. I think the Congress made a mistake, what you were debating earlier, in having too much of faith in Kamal Nath, Ashok Gehlot, and Bhupesh Bagel's ability. Remember, they have a proven track record. So it was very difficult. In retrospect, we can run them down. But yes, the Congress is supposed to have a centralized election management a mechanism that's not in place. I think instead of using this
situation, Rashid Bhai, if they ran the campaign through 10 Janpath and Rahul Gandhi would have said they are deciding from the High Command. Now when they are letting your supposed strong regional leaders do their job, then you are saying, oh, you gave them too much leeway. It can't be that you can throw both arguments depending on which time of the day it is.
No, Rahul, it's a need for, to develop institutions. The Congress does not have election management institution. They should, it's high time, as Mr. Rajchangappa is mentioning. See, Sunil Kanu, if you have an in-house consultant who's there, part of Congress, enjoying a, cabinet rank in Karnataka, why not make a best use? If he and Kamal Nath had an argument, Rahul Gandhi should have intervened. That's my problem.
No, I accept. In fact, the BJP has about 3 or 4 polling agencies doing their tracker polls. They have Association of Billion Minds, which effectively does a lot of their social media work, a lot of their polling work, and provides these constant inputs. I just wonder, Rajat Sethi, whether the Congress can take this Telangana model national, because is that enough to take an election strategist model national, or you need the organization? The truth of the matter is the Congress organizationally is much weaker north of the Vindhyas, much stronger south of the Vindhyas.
You're absolutely right. I think Congress is in bad shape in North India. They do not have even 5 leaders which have direct connect with the public and enjoys the trust of the public. Whom will you go out in your election rallies? Gehlot is, I think, there are several political careers which have come to a halt now. It is Kamal Nath is out, Digvijay Singh is out, Gehlot is out. Which other second rung of leadership does Congress have in the entire North India? I don't see anyone. So, just getting a strategist on board, how is he going to work? What is he going to work with? You need to have some level of credible political upcoming faces, fresh faces, which have a story, have a spin, to be able to fill the vacuum. I don't see that anywhere. Now, even in Telangana, by the way.
Sanjay, do you see any faces? Rajat says he doesn't see even 5 faces that can take the Congress forward in North India.
Actually, he's probably right. At the moment, you don't actually see 5 faces. Even if I ask you name 5 persons who can actually take Modi plus Mahila, that is a very strong support base for the BJP now. And plus the kind of delivery, targeted delivery that has been done. People actually down the line, in my own personal experience, people who are lower down the strata tend to believe more in Modi than people in urban areas. Of course, they get votes in urban areas. There is not a single leader, not even in terms of charisma, in terms of reach, and in terms of vigor to fight it out.
You've got a DK Shivakumar on screen there. He's seen by some, at least in the South, as the South's version of an Amit Shah. He can do for the Congress in the South what Amit Shah does.
No, but is he as good at,
we don't know.
But is he as good at strategy?
Look, that's how the Congress is pitching him. I hear congressmen saying, bring DK Shivakumar now to Delhi, he will take us national. Do you believe that there is any possibility of the Congress being able to take a Telangana, Karnataka model national? Or at the end of the day, if you're organizationally weak, you have no local leaders with a mass connect, there's only so much that a strategist can really do. There you had Siddaramaiah in Karnataka and Revanth Reddy now in Telangana.
I think the Congress missed a brilliant chance. Let's not forget you had very strong leaders in these 3 states that they lost, whether it was Kamal Nath, who had 3-4 years to actually build the kind of organization that could challenge the BJP. You had Gaylord, who was all in all, and you had Baghel, who everyone thought was winning. I think what is missing, and that's where the BJP, and as my friend was saying earlier, was that the BJP realized that this was going to be the turning point for 2024. They had to capture the North at any cost. South, they knew Telangana, they were always weak. But so they look at the artillery they mounted in. It was just not just the organizational, which they have a fantastic organization in Madhya Pradesh, and the grassroots began to work 3 to 4 years earlier. They actually began to go out and propagate things. Then you had the entire artillery coming from the center, the way they planned that, and then you had Prime Minister Modi, who was their biggest trump card. They were hungry. They wanted to win at any cost. You didn't see that hunger. You left it to Kamal Nath. He did what he did in terms of, repeating the MLAs and others. So now if you take a look at the question that you're asking, I don't think it's a single leader. Congress should, of course, this defeat is, they should have won one at least and been even Stevens. But having lost that, let's take a look at what the positives are for them. They have Karnataka, they have Telangana now, and of course, you've said they've got Himachal and that half a state that you mentioned in terms of Jharkhand. South, for instance, there are 130-odd seats.
135.
135 seats. The BJP has very little traction, though Mr. Modi could win last time. You saw 4 seats going in Telangana, and in Karnataka, 17 seats. Can they now mount that whole thing there to ensure that the 135 seats are this thing? Then you have the India Alliance that is sitting there. That is the East. So if you look at the Odisha, and as you look at West Bengal, and you look at Bihar, you're looking at another 113-odd seats that's there. So mounted together, these are 250 seats that are waiting to be taken. And if you take Maharashtra, your own state, or I don't know whether
one of my states,
one of your states, you have a challenge. It is how you go about now. You can start recovering. You can work on it. It doesn't mean a defeat, and you have this huge. I mean, there's no doubt Prime Minister Modi is invincible at the moment. But as we have seen, they were invincible in Karnataka. They were invincible in some senses in Telangana.